Welcome to episode number 345. Today is Monday, so it's Update Monday. We've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. That's coming up next. Alright, so I just dragged this 55-gallon barrel in from outside. It was raining like crazy today, so it's covered with leaves and sticks and dirt and all kinds of fun stuff. I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to start to transform it into a cool project, or at least a cool experiment that has to do with aquariums. But before we get to that, I want to touch on what's behind it. My 125-gallon glass aquarium that kept my turtles in it for the past few years is the same tank that I did my DIY background in. It's been sitting here for 2 years since I got the house, since I moved into the basement. And I know I've mentioned it a few times that I'm going to get rid of it and I'm going to sell it and on and on. It's still been sitting here. So this weekend I'm going to clean it up, and hopefully after your friend Mass Aquariums moves, Mike will take this aquarium. Mike, if you're watching this video, come take this aquarium. I want it out of my basement. So he's moving into a new house, and he's going to have a much larger space, a much larger basement. Hopefully he can make use of this 125-gallon tank. Otherwise, it's going to go on Craigslist. It's just taking up space down here in the basement. I don't have a use for it at the moment, and it's not likely that I'm going to be able to set it back up in the fish room that I currently have. So this is going, and experiments are here to stay. Alright, but back to the barrel. So one thing that I've wanted to do for a long time is create a central drain aquarium system. Now, they work really well in round aquariums. It's kind of hard to find a round aquarium, so I thought I'd do a little test with a 55-gallon barrel. But before we can do that, we need to make sure that these bung holes are securely attached with Teflon tape and that these are not going to unscrew or leak. And in order to do that, I need to make some sort of tool which is going to grip onto the inside of this and tighten it as best as I can. I don't have a tool like that, so I'm going to make one. Alright, well, that was way harder than it needed to be, but next step, let's cut this thing in half. I would be lying right now if I didn't say my floor smells like clam juice. So what the heck am I talking about? Now, a central drain aquarium is often used in aquaculture facilities that have very large round tanks. And as such, you're able to put a spray bar into a round tank and allow the water to circulate around in a circle. And what that does is it allows all of the waste and debris that gets created inside of a circular tank to go to the center. And then, if you have your drain at the bottom and the center of that barrel or aquarium, all of your waste will exit through the bottom and your tank should stay relatively clean. So, I don't have an aquaculture facility, but what I do have are these 55-gallon barrels, and so what I wanted to do was create a miniature version of that. So I've got 2 halves to this barrel. That means I can create 2 round aquariums out of it, and I'm going to put center drains in both of them. Let me draw a picture. So let's pretend this is our barrel, and we want to fill this with fish. What I need to do is cut a hole in the center of that aquarium, or in the barrel, and then attach a uniseal or a bulkhead to that, which would allow me to then attach PVC, which goes to the side and then up to a height that is predetermined, which would essentially allow the water level inside that aquarium or in that tank to stay at the same height as that T. Just like that. So essentially this is your standpipe and it's external to the tank. So you could leave this wide open, you could put a grate over it, you could put a sponge over it if you wanted to, although a sponge could get clogged. You could do any number of things here to adjust how open this flow is and how much water is able to kind of get through here through the center drain inside the aquarium. Then the only thing you would need to do is you need to have a spray bar which sits over the aquarium, which sprays into the aquarium and creates a circular flow inside that tank. That's really about it. Now, if you wanted to be safe, you might want to include something like a clean out trap here, so that if something did clog up in here, you could clean that out. But honestly, you want to keep that as tight as possible to the side of this so that you don't have debris that's kind of getting clogged up over here on the side. Now, all of this should be removable in a case where you need to kind of take it all apart and move it around. But something like this is the simplest idea, and it's something that I think will keep the inside of this aquarium relatively clean, especially if I hook it up to my drip system. Now, of course, if you've got water sort of coming up the standpipe over here, it's going to need to exit somewhere and it's going to need to sit inside something. So you might have a sump and then you might have a return pump which is feeding into that spray bar. However, I think what I'm going to do is hook it up into my central filtration system here in the fish room and see how it does. Anyways, guys, that's one of the projects I'm working on down here in the basement. It's not going to get tonight. It's just a concept at the moment, but I'm hoping that it's going to end up being kind of cool. I'm hoping that it's going to end up being something where I could raise fish in, maybe outdoors perhaps, and of course we'll see how it goes. Some other news, since it's Update Monday, we've got the NEC auction coming, not this weekend, but next weekend in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. If you live in the area, definitely go check it out. It's a whole weekend-long sort of thing, and it ends in a giant auction. I think it's their 60th anniversary or something, so it's going to be even bigger than normal, and it's definitely worth checking out. In other news, The $1 per gallon sale is back at Petco, so if you've been waiting all winter long for a new aquarium, this is probably the time to go pick one up. I would highly recommend you pick up a 40-gallon breeder aquarium. They usually retail for $110, and you can get them for $40. So definitely a really, really good deal. But other than that, that's what I'm working on. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. You have 1 week left to order your My Aquarium box if you'd like to receive one in the month of April. So go check out My Aquarium box at www.myaquariumbox.com. Thanks.